P55. Yes.
Do we have any alternative for switch, context switch?
Or different way. So I never heard about the other way.
I mean, is there any relation between fork and execution here? I mean, two libraries.
This context switch is kind of the general action, okay, or the functionality of the operating system. Regarding to the implementation, I believe each operating system may be different, okay, to optimize speed up, okay. But when I'm saying here, the context switch is just the general functionality, what operating system need to do. Okay. For example, you guys need to, every month, you need to change the seat. That's the context switch. How to change it? Details? Maybe different ways. We can select something, withdraw the number, or we can take shift to the right always, or change it this way. It may be different ways. Okay? Yeah, this is a kind of general functionality. Okay, so in this chapter, we will already perfect. And also one more thing, I think I'd better use this one than the finish today's lecture. Then we will see again using the 55. One more thing is how many processes we have here. Many processes, because that determines the degree of the program. Okay. What is the difference between the multi-programming, multitasking? So even I also confusing every time. Multi-programming and multitasking. Is the degree means what? How many process are running concurrently? It's a degree of processing. Okay? To solve that problem, how can we? Time slicing. So we are doing the time slicing to support concurrently running the program. But problem is, sometimes when we execute the one program, okay, that creates multiple processes. That is your job in the process too. Then they need to communicate each other. Nowadays, most of the process, they need to work together. So which means they should be able to communicate each other. So here, how can they communicate? We need to. The easy way is if we communicate here, so I can make the bulletin board here. Then if I have any announcement, I can post the message. Also, if you wanna look for the project partner, you can put the message. Somebody can take out. So we can do the similar approach for the communication here. That is, we can use shared memory. We can use the shared memory using the memory. Okay. Also, if I provide something specific, the note for the project group, then you guys can use this space instead of putting I need a project partner. But sometimes it's very hard to recognize which one is which. So instead, you can use the given template. Okay, that is called the data structure message. Okay, provided by operating system. You can use such a message, so you can put the information to such a message queue. Okay, this is also queue, message queue. Then communicate. The receiver can take. So using the message queue, you can also communicate. Shared memory and the message queue are very popular. Still, this message queue can be used for application program. So if you look for the job, sometimes you can see the experience on the MQ or message queue. This is still popular in case you have the multiple source of the data, you cannot handle it from the server side. So they put the message into the message queue, and in addition to the such a data structure, they can translate. So for example, this is from A, this is from the Unix, this is from the IBM mainframe, old operating system. This is from the the terminal. So they are using different data structure, different format. So it can be the generalized, converted into the general format. Then this server can read. This is called the architecture of message queue. In the application program, they use this one also a lot. So anyway, so we can use such a communication method. So in the project 0, you can select one of these. How can I use? Operating system provide system library. So for example, shared memory, there is a shared the system library like the SHM or variation of this name. So you can use allocate the shared memory and write the information and get the information, read the data. Or you can use the existing message queue, define the message queue, and put the message into the queue or read the message queue. Okay. Or nowadays, the more popular method of communication is socket. It's a client and server. What is a socket? Socket is like this one. You have a client, you have a server. And if they match together, so you can communicate, you can send the data, information. Then to match the socket, what information do you need?
Port ID.
Protocol, TCP or UDP. Okay.
Port number.
Port number is kind of how many doors we have here. So in case the door number 0, door number 1, so you need to let your friend know the door coming to the door number 0. Okay? That is the port number. Then you can communicate. So most of the internet application, TCP/IP, based on the TCP/IP, they are using such a socket, the program. So in the nowadays, the process are using such a socket program, client server. In your project, you can use also this one.
So we can do it in Java.
But not Java. So this socket program, they are available any program language. Okay? So then, problem is when you create a process, it's not separate the process. Your server process, you create one process and create a child process, children processes. At that time, you need to create the client module or server module communicate in one the execution. Okay, it's not separate the two process communicate. You have done in your network class before. Okay, you create the one class, another class, the server and client class and communicate. But this time, what you create the one process type or the double click. And this one we create the children process. So in your terminal or in your console, it will show only one. Okay, you need to name. This one is a server, for example, but in your the requirement it may be different. Server created, and server create the two children processes. Child 1, okay, I'm here, and child 2, I'm here. Then they need to create the either socket, message queue, or shared memory. Okay, based on my experience, 95% of the students like the socket, and less than 5% use either this one. I will give the extra point who are using this.
Oh, this one is extra point? The message queue, the extra point?
Yeah, message queue or the shared memory. It's not very difficult, but not much used in the previous project. But this is a good time to do. Okay, so multiple processes, the process then they can communicate. So this is the overall thing. What the operating system needs to do. All the topics are actually functionality that should be implemented in the operating system. So we will see the function by function next class using the PPT file. Any question? Okay, so be safe to return to your home or the dormitory, and we will see you on Thursday.